Alright. Hello guys, this is Paraleo, sorry. I do have some issues when I'm trying to record stuff from Anno. Not sure what's the problem. But yeah. Let me get over a few mods that I decided to adopt after more than 120 hours in this game. I think they are good or interesting. Some of them are good quality of life additions, some of them are actually interesting, and I think all of them should be in game by default. Alright, this one, to activate this mod, let me read the title properly. Farm field placement. Okay, for this one you have to do some editing in the documents folder also. Yeah, it's not that easy to activate. It comes with the game, but it comes disabled, so you can actually you have to activate it from the mod loader list. It's a bit more complicated to get it done, but I think it's worth the pain. So what this does is allowing you to place fields without needing to connect them to the original farm, right? So you can play over the roads like this. What I want to check is if this applies to everything with fields. I know it doesn't apply to animal husbandry. Let me see. Let's delete this. Right. Yeah, it applies to everything with fields. Okay. Yeah, cool. Pretty cool. So it's self-explanatory, right? Basically, you can have breaks like this in cases where you just, especially in the swamp, like look at my setup over here, right, or over here. Let me just, where is that? This situation, right? You want to make farms, but these canals are cramping your style. Okay, can place it here. Yeah, I'm not used to them activating the field. You can actually place it properly. And a small tip, you can actually get a bridge in order to get a road connection very easily. You don't need a second tile over there, right? So basically, let me show. So when you already have a building on the other side, you can see, in order to give it a road connection, you can do only that, right? You see the building is actually next to the canal, right? You don't have to waste another tile in order to get that road connection. So I use this over here. Man, I'm trying not to spoil the cities too much, that's why I'm doing it. So which one? Like in this case, see? This one is flush with the canal and only needed a shorter bridge in order to connect it. Of course, I had the road in this case over here, but still, you can do this if you're running out of spots, no? This is a sighting, okay? So basically I'm very happy with this mod. I haven't used it until now, but now I'm starting to have a very big empire. You can see how many islands I already have here, and that is required for me to be space efficient, especially when building in the marshes. All right. Now, the second and also my freaking mouse is killing me, man. It's fucking killing me, this scroll. I need to clean it again every 3 days. I know. Alright. Torch of Albion. It's my flagship since the first time I stepped into Albion. Okay. I took a mod regarding the flagship. You may have seen it. It's called the Immersive flagship mod by AJ. He has a couple of other mods, but this one is actually a very good idea. I see the devs started small steps in this direction because this is a research that comes with the game. The modder changed it a bit in order to give more cargo slots at start, right? And then just this one by reward. Alright, so in the end your flagship will have 8 cargo slots, but if you add this mod mid playthrough and you already had this research, for the current flagship you will gain 1 more cargo slots probably, like I do. Like I'm not supposed to have an uneven, let me check, maybe it, come on man, fucking shit man.
Neptune's finest!
Yeah, you're not supposed to have an uneven number of slots, but it's not the mod's fault, it's the engine's problem, you know, when he does that. Because I didn't lose my flagship, I can benefit from 1 more cargo slot until I lose it. If I lose it, the next ship that I will get will be standard by the mod rules, you know, like a max of 8 if you have all the research done and so on. Yeah, a small boon, I guess, for keeping your flagship alive. Alright, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It makes your ship, it turns your flagship into one of these big ships, like the kinky ships, right? And it has a bit more health than the others. But I'm not sure if the modder heard that it's not actually the strongest ship in the game, right? You actually have the raiders ships that you can buy from the pirates if you are allied with them, or at least if you have trade rights, and those have like 6 modules, 6 military modules, so we might see an update for this mod in the future. We'll have to see. But it's still good enough. You are not afraid that you are going to lose it every time a fight starts, no? Because in Anno games, usually this flagship was always a mid-tier ship, basically. Stronger for a beginner ship, you know? But late game it was outmatched by the other things that you would unlock. And another cool thing is that all the ship skins apply to this model also. The modder actually asked about this, and the guy said that it only needs small updates whenever a new skin gets added in the game, you know? So the mod knows how to load it, that's it. But it fits to these big ships also. So pretty cool mod to have, and you can make it stronger in a longer playthrough. You can feel it getting improved and improved, you know, so it's pretty cool to have. But as I said, if you add it mid playthrough, you might have an extra cargo slot if you don't lose your flagship. Alright, and it's pretty cool for quests, or even you can stack it on a big route, I guess, if you don't want to use it. But it's pretty good to settle new islands. You can grab a lot of stuff. You can do the contracts for the other NPCs and so on. Alright, also there is a bug present in the game. I'm recording this on 1st of December, right, 2025.
What could you possibly require?
It's not the mod's fault. It's a bug which relates with the ship getting confused when it's only loading
What is our strategy?
one unit. If you load 2 units, it will behave properly. So now it reports the wrong health, but actually it has her own proper health, only it's reporting it wrong, okay? And in the case of a military ship, the description for the military modules are getting bugged. Alright, I noticed this for these guys. Let's see if it does it for archers also. Yeah, you can... Don't you have a run mode, guys? Let's run. Or this is you running. Oh, okay. I feel like the archers are a bit too OP in this game, especially the chariots. And the siege should have some pierce armor. Come on, you don't have to go right there. You just teleport. Teleport. Come on. They really need to be more lenient with this. Alright, let's see. 440 again. And if I add this... it's back to properly reporting. So it's a low priority bug, basically. But it does bug out, as I said, the military modules on the military ships. It says like 0 for almost everything. So, but that only when you have one military unit loaded. Alright, if you have more, apparently it works. Okay, third mod. Alright guys, so the third mod that I have been using, let me read it from the site so I don't mess up the name. Villa and Officium effects island wide by Taludas. Taludas has a ton of mods and he gave me a hint in how to customize this mod for myself. So basically there is a problem with the Anno engine. You can't have the items behaving differently in different buildings. You have to set up stuff the same for everything. So in his case, he removed the range requirement from the items and he chose island wide as a form of application for the effects. For me it was a bit too easy when it came to the Officium. I wanted to have a bit of a challenge when it came to the offices planning, you know. So with a hint from him, he was kind enough to lead me a bit. I chose to apply the effects as a street distance only, and it makes a difference because you can actually set up the street distance separately for the villa and for this guy. You know, if you pick for items to apply it on the whole island, it doesn't matter which street range you pick for the Officium. Okay, so that's why for me, when I look at the description of the items, not for the captains, those are a different thing. Yeah, it shows tunic chains connected. So every building has to be connected in the street distance range set up for each of the building types. Okay, so for me it works. I set up for the offices as an 80 street range and the villa keeps her island wide range. Alright, and it works. And it's the same rule when you actually load up the mod the first time. You have to reload all the items because they will stay on the old system if you do not. Alright, as far as I could tell. They don't really update alone. They might update on save, but as far as I noticed, you do have to reload them. No, I may be wrong on that, but I did reload them for myself, for my use. And also to make it a bit difficult, I only kept the placement restriction, alright, so I can't place them too close to them. But yeah, their ranges can still overlap, alright. This is close to what I wanted, okay. Alright, and I'm perfectly happy with the way I succeeded to get this done. One thing I don't like, but it's a bit out of my league. I wanted to add a small buff in order for the street range to light up also, you know, so you have more control on what the effect of this office is, right, and where it can go. Like it covers this, right? 80 would cover this house also, apparently. In fact, I don't think so. Let me see. Let me see.
Steady work overcomes all.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It wasn't refreshed. But if I was to get a road there, it should apply now. Okay, because it was more than 80. So see, with all these twists and turns, it's not that OP choosing this range. Okay, and it's pretty cool. I am happy with it. And there is another mod that you can take, which works well with this. Is still from Taludas, and it allows you to stack the same specialists in the same office, you know, to stack their effects, because you can't do it in the vanilla game. I'm not gonna use that. I don't need it. I do like my buffs to be varied. I don't like to stack the same thing all over and over. And there is one thing that one other mod that he did, and I'm not using it yet. I'm just letting him work on it for a while, in case some other things appear. It's let me read the name properly. Integrated loading ramps. It's pretty cool. It has a lot of stuff. I remember the first time I placed the market
Has started in your city.
and the production facility close to it, and I saw that the facility doesn't go to the market to get its goods. Man, I said that's a fucking missed opportunity there. And he actually added loading ramps to the market with the mod, to the villa, to the offices. So basically, if you don't want depots in your town, if you use that mod, you won't have depots in your town. But from what I've read, from what I have read from that description, is that he had to do a lot of custom work in order to make this to make that mod apply. And yeah, I'm just gonna look from the sides. I would like to get that one also. It's very useful, especially on big cities where you know, space might matter. And I don't want to get other mods which buff the range for everything. I do try to keep it as vanilla as possible. Yeah, vanilla means original game. But yeah, this, I always felt like this is the seat of your power in the island, and it should reach everything in the island. I always felt like this since I first started playing the game. And the offices, yeah, it makes sense to have less power, right? They are an extension of your power, but less power, less effective, makes sense. Alright, the farm field absolutely should be like this in the base game, in my opinion. Maybe they thought people would get confused because if you don't put them together, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, but this should be in the game, in my opinion, right? Allow you to place fields wherever you want, not needing to be connected. They all light up anyway if you select the farm, right? So you know this belongs to this. Alright, the flagship is a very good idea. It should have been in the game, in my opinion.
For your decree.
Maybe they will add it, I don't know. If it's good enough, I don't know. Yeah. cool stuff, and they're not game breaking. Arguably, yeah, the villa range makes the game easier, but I'm kind of tired of building up around the same building, you know, very close, that it looks like crap. You know, it may be efficient, but it looks like out of place having all those things crowded around an office or a villa. It ruins the flow of the city, the look of the city. I just wanted more freedom, you know, when placing this. Okay, you still have a lot of fiddling to do with making sure that your production facilities proximity buffs are good. So it's still a lot of work to do. And I'm not gonna touch the other mechanics. But as I said, I would like for this to have ramps from the base game. Okay, maybe not a villa, I don't know. It's actually good for the villa to have it, but yeah, it breaks a bit the immersion. But the offices, yeah, might have it, I would say. They could do with loading ramps. Yeah, it's a pretty cool idea, and I wanted it for the market. The first time I placed that tunic maker next to the market, and I saw that it doesn't take products from there. I just wanted that. So it makes a lot of sense for the markets, in my opinion. Alright, this was it. If I find any other cool mods that I would like to add, I will mention them. I don't usually showcase mods that much because I don't really play with mods in Anno. In Anno 1800 I never used the mod and I played hundreds of hours there. But yeah, I wanted that palace to be island-wide over there also. It was hurting. It was annoying. If you see those car factories and how I stack them up around the freaking trade union, you would just be appalled by how ugly it looked. Yeah. I think I am going to play with some good quality mods from now on in most of the games, right from the start, even if it breaks achievements, even if yeah, breaks accolades. I'm just not gonna subject myself to some tactics to improve, to increase gameplay, you know, gameplay time by just frustrating players. Yeah, just my philosophy from now on, and I'm gonna stick by it. But other than that, I do enjoy myself in Anno, and using these mods will make my life a bit easier and my enjoyment a bit higher, in my opinion. So thank you guys for watching, and bye bye. I will stop here. I think I babbled enough, right? Bye bye.